Hello everyone, myself Shifa Shah from LG Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Information and Communication Technology. In the last session we have started the lecture series on microprocessor and microcontroller. Now today's session 2 based on microcomputer system. So the topics will be covered in today's session will be microcomputer system, features and characteristics of microcomputer, uses of microcomputer, difference between microprocessor and microcontroller, disadvantages of microprocessor based system, and advantages of microcontroller based system. Now, going forward to our first topic, that is microcomputer system. So, first of all, in last session we have discussed that what is a microcomputer, right? So, microcomputer is nothing but it is a programmable device which has a three main components. That is a CPU, memory, and a I/O devices. Right now, today we are going to discuss about the types of microcomputer system. So there are total four types of microcomputer systems. First, that is personal computers. Second, that is mainframe computers. Then third, that is mini computers, and fourth, that is supercomputers. In now these four types of microcomputers we will be going to see in detail. Right now, first type, that is micro personal computers. So what are the personal computers? So today we are using our today we are using laptops, desktops in our day-to-day life. So they are nothing but an example of personal computers, right? So the most common type of personal computer is a computer that is designed to sit on a desk or a table, and they can be seen all around in schools, homes, offices, and etc. Right now, what else the personal computers do? So personal computers makes the people's work job easier and efficient, but but they can be used also to communicate with other people, to produce music, edit photographs and videos, right, and various other applications as per the requirement of the user, right? And the main component of personal computer is our operating system, which is our system units. Now, continuing with the second type of microcomputers, that is the mainframe computers. Now, mainframe computers are used in large organizations such as insurance companies and banks, where many people frequently need to use same data, right? So, if we take an example of bank, right? So, there is a mainframe computer which is located at some place, and that mainframe computer that is nothing but the server where all the data can be saved at large purposes, right? And the same data can be used by several people frequently at the same time, right? Now, in a traditional mainframe environment, each user accesses the mainframe resources through a device called terminal. So wherever we are using from wherever we are using our that server's data, that is called as our terminal, right? And based on how terminal works, there are two types of terminal. First, that is dumb terminal, and second, that is intelligent terminal. Now, what does a dumb terminal do? So dumb terminal does not process or store that particular data which is on the server, right? It only shows the data where it is located and where it can be found. Clear? So the dumb terminal does not process or store data. It is simply an input and output device that functions as a window into a computer located somewhere else. Now, second terminal, that is an intelligent terminal. So intelligent terminal, it can process the some information or process the operations on that server data, but it does not change the original data. So it usually does not have any storage, right? So in mainframe environments, however, worker can use a standard personal computers to access the mainframe. So as we have discussed that in taken an example of bank, so the server is located at some place, right? And the people working in a bank can access that particular server data through their particular personal PCs or desktops. Clear? Now, third type of computers, that is the mini computers. So mini computer, it was released in 1960 and it got their name due to their small size compared to the our personal computers, right? And the features of mini computers lies between the mainframe computers and our personal computers. And for this reason, the mini computers are said to be a mid-range computers, right? So the mini computers are having an example of smartwatch, our smartphones, that all are mini computers, right? Next, last type of microcomputer, that is the supercomputers. So supercomputers, the examples of supercomputers are Google servers, Facebook servers. So the servers which having a storage of large data, that are called as supercomputers, right? So they are the most powerful computers made, and physically they are some of the largest, right? This system can process huge amount of data, right? And the fastest supercomputers can perform more than 1 trillion calculations per second. So there the storage of that supercomputers is very large, as well as the data calculation on that supercomputers, data storage or data downloading or data uploaded, that is more than 1 trillion per second. Here, so these are the four types of microcomputer system which we have discussed. First, that was personal computers. Second, that was mini computers. Third, that was mainframe computers. And fourth, that was supercomputers. Right? Now, next we are going to discuss what are the features and characteristics of microcontrollers. Right? So, these are the following features and characteristics of microcomputer. So, first, have a limit input and output device. So, as we have discussed in mainframe, that many people can access that data on the server, but nobody can change or store the data on their particular device, right? So it will have a limited input and output device, right? It will have a small size and low cost, right? But it will have a high storage capacity, right? Then limited range of software can be used. Then one user at a time. Then easy to use, as the data has been kept centrally, and the different workers can be used that particular data at the same time. Then low computing power, and last, that is commonly used for personal applications. So these are the some of the listed features and characteristics of microcomputer. Now next, that is uses of microcomputer. So where does the microcomputers, in which different fields the microcomputer gets used, right? So microcomputers can used in different fields like home, business, education, office, restaurants, ticket counters, hospitals. These are the some of the listed uses of microcomputers, right? Where we are using in our day-to-day life, right? There are many more uses of microcomputers, right? Such as our smartphones, right? Now, next topic that we are going to discuss about difference between processor and controller, right? This is the important topic from the exam point of view also. Clear? So, this is the basic difference between processor and controller, right? Now, the first difference, that processor says that it contains ALU, GPR, that is general purpose register, stack pointer, program counter, which is PC, clock timing, and interrupt circuits. So this all will be contained by a microprocessor. Now, in microcontroller, the whole processor, it will be, the circuit of processor will be there. In addition to that, it will have a inbuilt memory as well as inbuilt IO devices and timer and counter. Clear? Now, second type of difference, that it has many instructions to move data between CPU and memory, right? Whereas in microcontroller, it has only one or two instructions, as it is a RISC type of structure, and processor is a CISC type of structure. Clear? Now, second, that is it has one or two bit handling instruction, whereas in microcontroller it has many bit handling instructions, right? Then fifth, fifth, that is access time of memory and IO devices is more for processor, right? Because all the memory and IO devices are connected externally, so the access time for processor it will be a more. Whereas in microcontroller, it has an inbuilt memory and IO device, so the access time will be less compared to the processor based system. Clear? Now, next, that is microprocessor system requires more hardware, right? That means whatever memory or IO devices is our requirement for our project or application, that we need to connect externally, right? Whereas in microcontroller based system, it requires less hardware, reducing PCB size and increasing its reliability. Clear? Then next, that is more flexible in a designing point of view in processor based system, as user can design from their flexibility, right? Whereas in microcontroller, all the peripherals as well as microprocessors are inbuilt on a single chip, so it is less flexible from the user point of view, right? Next, then it has a single memory map for data and code. So for storing data and for storing programs, microprocessor has a single memory map. That means it will follow a Van Neumann architecture, right? Whereas in microcontroller, it has a separate memory for data and code, right? So it will follow a Harvard architecture where the data memory as well as code memory and the buses for both data and code are separate, right? And last, that in processor based system, less number of pins are malfunction, where in microcontroller based system, more number of pins are malfunction. Now, going towards the next topic, that is disadvantages of microprocessor based system, right? So these are the uh, listed some of the disadvantages of microprocessor based system. First disadvantage, that is overall system cost is high for microprocessor based system, right? Second, that is a large size PCB is required for assembling all the components, right? In processor, all the memory and IO devices we are connected externally as per our requirement, so the overall system cost as well as PCB size will be large, right? So as the PCB size is large, the product size will be also large, and to design that particular overall product, it requires more time, right? And last, many different components are used to generate a microprocessor based system, so the system is not reliable for future use. Now, next, going towards last topic of this session, that is advantages of microcontroller based system, right? So these are the some listed advantages of microcontroller based system, right? Now, first, that is as the peripherals are integrated into a single chip, the overall system cost is very less, right? The as we have discussed that microcontroller, all the peripherals as well as memory, they are mounted on a single chip, right? So the system cost will be less. As the PCB size is small, the product size is also small, right? And the system designs will also require little efforts, as all are assembled on a single chip, right? Now, as the peripherals are integrated with the microprocessor, the system is more reliable, right? So all the peripherals are connected internally with the processor, so it is more reliable for future use also, right? And if although the microcontroller have a on-chip ROM, RAM and IO devices, but if for future use, if we want to extend the memory or IO ports, we can interface externally, right? And last, on-chip ROM provides a software security, as the on-chip ROM, the program code is stored where the alterations can never be done. So the software security will be more as compared to externally connected memory. Clear? Okay, so that's all for today's session. this is the ending of unit 1.